are in March 2020 in Spirit Vine Retreat Center, and we are here with
Andrea from Italy.
From where?
From Rome.
So it's your first time in Brazil?
It's not my first time, but it's as if it were my first time. First time I was a kid, so now I'm first time as an adult here.
What brought you here?
Well, you brought me here. Yes, this ayahuasca brought me here. The curiosity that was born years ago towards this plant. I've been looking for spiritual awakening, let's say. I felt there as well as more than a physical reality in my life. And last year I took the first step, doing a yoga retreat in India, becoming a yoga instructor, and getting in touch with more subtle layers of reality, invisible parts of ourselves. And I understood that is part of my path, is to discover this part of me.
And you brought your cousin with you?
Yes, it was Christmas. I already had done my application, and I always felt this connection with Allegra. I know we speak the same language, we are tuned somehow on the same frequency. And I told her, and it wasn't difficult to convince her. She only had the working issues, and one day I was driving driving, and she called me, and just to tell you, I'm coming. And when she said that, I was so happy I could share this very strong experience with someone. Now I think we will always come back to this moment when we will see each other.
What is the workshop that made the most impact on you?
I think it was the third workshop, the one on the shadows. Even though every workshop was meant to be as it was, I felt that everything that we did was a part of a percorso, of a path that we had to complete. My first experience was incredible. Marvel, joy, union, compassion, unity with everything, and incredible, just an explosion of colors and joy. And the second one was the worst ever experience I could ever. It was very strong. It was touching the lower parts of myself, the demons I have inside, and facing them, and realizing that I'm perfectly able to face them, and I faced them, and I did it, and I'm geared to do so. And the third one was the one on shadows, and I revived everything that we said during the workshops, especially my relationship with my brother, which is the most painful part of my existence, probably, because I have a brother, but I don't have a brother. So every time I see brothers, like Jan and Andreas, I would love to share something like this with my brother. And I was him in our relationship. I was him in his relationship with our father. I was other people, actually. I could see with their own eyes. I could feel with their own skin. That was the most incredible thing about ayahuasca. And I think that, as you said, it expands your own nature. I feel I'm very an empathic person. I can see with other people's eyes. I put myself in other people's shoes. And this was really being the other person. So I could feel how powerful I am, a word can be when speaking to my mother. A good one or a bad one can make her day or ruin her life. This is how powerful I am. With my father, less, because he's geared, he's a man, he's stronger, he's been through a lot. And I saw my little brother. I saw my inner child. I realized the exact moment when I had to grow up, and it was too early. I was 3 or 4 years old.
So you discovered the root of your trauma.
Oh yes, I could see them, and I could accept them, and I could, as you said many times, hug that inner child and tell him I love him unconditionally, and that it's okay to be angry to the people that caused this, but as well I'm an adult now, and I'm what I am thanks to these traumas, and I like what I see, I like what I am, so I have accepted it, and I've even forgiven my parents, even though I will tell them they need to know what we lived.
So you were able to see the reality, what they couldn't give you, what you needed.
Yeah, I completely removed that phase of my life. I couldn't remember, I told you in the beginning, my childhood. I had very confused memories of my childhood. Now I see almost perfectly everything.
What did it change?
Oh, it's an incredible
Now
change,
you
and I
can
need to
see.
think about it. And actually, we're in March in 2020, and there is coronavirus all over the world. And I'm going back to Italy today, and I'm actually happy to be quarantined for 2 weeks and have more time for myself instead of going back to the crazy rhythms of life we have that side of the world. So I think this is an opportunity, this is destiny, wanting me to be here at this time, and even having time to go back there and fight together with my brothers, my friends and family, alone because we need to be separated but together, and find the strength in ourselves that I know for sure I have, because this is not the first time I'm here on this planet. I'm sure of this, and come out of this moment stronger than ever.
Why you think ayahuasca is working? In which way you imagine?
Ayahuasca it's like something that hears your call, that knows you better than anyone else. And it's actually, I understood that it's ourself in the end. It's a enabler of our infinite potential. I understood that we have infinite potential in ourselves, and we just don't see it because we are blinded by physical reality, by the personality we incarnate in this life now, Andrea's problems. But I could feel and see getting in the control room of my head, of my mind. All these people working. Okay, now he's sleeping. Let's go deeper. No, I'm not this. Now I'm this. I enjoy being this. I'm so lucky and grateful for being what I am. For being born where I was born, and the family I was born, with the problems that I had, with the beauties of my life. But at the same time, I'm not attached to it anymore because I could see, I know, I'm sure, it's not a think, I don't think, that I'm much more. I could see myself as an ancient soul who has walked on this planet so many times in so many different forms, playing so many different roles. And I could see me dancing with different other souls that I identify as my twin souls. You say like that? Anime gemelle.
So you were never afraid of death?
No.
Never.
I was afraid of my twin soul's death. But then I understood that we've been together so many times and will be for so many times again in so many other lives. And that this is just a game to learn how to experience all the different possible facets of love. And learn how to love always in a deeper way. And all the difficulties that we face in the physical life are just other obstacles we need and lessons we need to learn. But we are geared to overcome them. Of course they cause trauma, but there are ways to dissolve this trauma. Not dissolve it because it stays, and it's okay that it stays, but it becomes comfortable. I don't know how to say. You accept it because you learned a lesson and you needed it and you embrace it. This is what happened to me.
Did you have any particular problem you wanted to work here?
I didn't have a particular problem. I had many question marks in my spirit. I don't know how to say. In my deep soul, had the pain, suffering that came from my childhood. I had my relationship with my brother and my mother that remains always very volatile. I don't know how to say. I never go deep with them. I fly high. I love them, but I love them from far. I'm not a warm person because I think that is a defense mode I have. I love you, I will be the first one to come to your door if something happens, the first one to come and the last one to leave. But I don't need to talk to you every day or to hear your voice. But now I understand that for these important people in my life, it is very important to hear my voice. And that makes me happy to let them hear my voice and tell them that I love them. So my big sfida, what I have to do now going back is to rebuild and have more cure and attention towards these relationships.